Hi dear students, welcome to PMSH classes. This is the lecture 3 of the chapter Motion in a Straight Line. And the topic that we are going to discuss is speed and velocity, average speed and average velocity. Okay, so this video will be useful for students who are going to attend CBSE board examination, Kerala State board examination, KEEM, KVPY, NEET, JEE and many other competitive examinations. So let us move to the chapter. First of all, we will discuss what is speed and what is velocity. Okay, so we'll make two columns. We'll discuss what is speed. I'll change the color. Okay, speed. The second column is velocity. Okay. You already know that speed is the example of a scalar quantity. Okay, we have already discussed that. Velocity is the example for a vector quantity. But we need to know what is the concept of speed and velocity. Okay. So speed is a scalar quantity. So it is connected to the distance because distance is a scalar quantity. Velocity is a vector quantity. Hence it is connected to displacement, which is a vector quantity. Okay. So scalar is connected to scalar and vector is connected to a vector quantity. Okay. So this speed means it is the distance traveled by a body in a unit time. Okay. Unit time means there are many units for time, right? Like second, hour, minute. So whatever it may be, in a unit time, what is the distance traveled by the body? That is called as speed. Okay. So how can we define velocity? We can define velocity as the displacement in a unit time, right? Because velocity is vector, it should be connected to another vector quantity. So displacement is vector. Okay, you can say it is the displacement of the body in a unit time. Clear? So it is, you can take down the note. It is the distance traveled by an object in a unit time. Okay. Whereas velocity, it is the displacement. It is the displacement of an object in a in a in a unit time. Okay, I hope it is clear. So how can we tell the equation for speed? It is the distance in a unit time. So the equation will be speed is equal to distance by time. Okay, speed is equal to distance by time. Then here, what will be the equation? Velocity is equal to, it is a displacement in a unit time. Hence the equation will be displacement divided by time. Clear? Now, what will be the SI unit? What will be the SI unit? For distance, the unit SI unit is meter, and for time, the SI unit is second. So meter per second. You can even write it as like this, meter per second. Here, what will be the SI unit? For displacement, it is meter. For time, it is second. So meter per second, or even you can write it as like this, meter per second. Okay. Now, speed can be 0 or it can be positive, right? Whereas velocity can be negative, 0 or positive. Okay, because displacement can be negative, right? So when you divide a negative quantity by time, time can never be negative because it is scalar. Okay, time is a scalar quantity, so it is always a positive value. So when you divide a negative displacement by a positive time, you can have a negative velocity, right? So the velocity can be negative, 0 or positive. So similar to what we have told there, you can have a equation here. Okay, you can have an equation here, that is velocity less than or is equal to speed. You have to note this. Okay, velocity less than or equal to speed. Similarly, we have discussed when we have displacement less than or is equal to distance, right? Displacement less than or equal to distance. Similar to that, here also it is possible, velocity less than or is equal to speed. Okay, so these are the things that you have to know about speed and velocity. Now here is a question for us. During a hard sneeze, your eyes might shut for 0.46 seconds. If you are driving a car at 130 km per hour during such a sneeze, how far does the car move during that time? Okay, I hope the question is clear that when you are sneezing, your eyes will be closed, right? That is for 0.46 seconds. Okay, and you are driving a car at a speed of 130 km per hour. So when you are driving, if you had a sneeze, then by within that time of closing your eyes, how far or what will be the distance covered by the car? Okay, so the speed of the car is given as 130 kilometer per hour. How can we convert it into meter per second? Because it is here the unit kilometer per hour is not the SI unit. The unit for speed is meter per second. SI unit is meter per second. So you have to convert it. To convert kilometer per hour to meter per second, you can multiply by 5 by 18. Okay, you have to remember you can multiply by 5 by 18. So 130 into 5 by 18. To convert kilometer per hour into meter per second. Okay. So what will be the answer? 130 130 into 5, that will be 650 by 18. Clear? This much meter per second. Now the time for sneezing or time is 0.46. This much time your eyes will be closed. Okay, so what is the distance covered? That is the question. We know speed is equal to distance by time, which means distance will be is equal to speed multiplied by time. Speed is 160 by 18 and sorry, speed is 650 by 18, right? 650 by 18 and the time is 0.46. So what will be the answer for this? 650 multiplied by 0.46. I am calculating in the calculator. Okay, 299 by 18. 299 divided by 18. 19.933 meter. Clear? So the answer is, the unit is meter, right? For distance, the unit is meter. So it is 19.933 meters. Okay. I hope the question is clear. Here is the next question for us. A train 100-meter long is moving with a speed of 60 km per hour. In what time shall it crosses a bridge of 1 kilometer long? Okay, so the question is very clear and I will explain the question using a figure. So let us consider a bridge. Okay, this is a bridge and the length of this bridge is given to be 1 kilometer. You have to convert it into the SI unit, that is 1000 meters, right? And a train, okay, let us draw a train. The length of this train is given to be 100 meters, okay, 100-meter, and this train is going with a speed of 60 kilometer per hour. The speed is given to be 60 kilometer per hour. This can be converted to meter per second by multiplying 60 with 5 by 18, right? So 60 into 5 by 18, which is going to be 300 by 18 meter per second. Okay, that is the speed of this train. Okay, this is the train. So this train want to cross this bridge. Okay, then what time will it take? That is the question. So what is mean by crossing? Crossing means this train have to, okay, let us think, this is the front portion of the train. Okay, let us say this is the front portion and this is the back portion of this train. Okay, now I'll tell you what is crossing. Crossing means this train should travel along this bridge and finally the back portion of the bridge should be like this, right? This should be the back portion. This is how the crossing is. Okay, this is how the crossing is. So what should be the total distance the train should cover? The train should cover a distance, okay, total distance the train cover will be equal to length of bridge plus length of bridge plus length of train, isn't it? Because as I have drawn in the figure, here should be the back portion and the front portion should be here. So it have to cover 1000-meter, then 100-meter more, so that the back portion will reach at this position. So total distance this train will cover is, this cover is 1000 plus 100, that is 1100 meter. Okay, 1100 meter. Clear? Now we want to find the time. How to find the time? We know that time is nothing but distance by speed, isn't it? The distance is 1100 and the speed is 300 by 18. This 18 will go to the numerator. That means 1100 multiplied by 18 divided by 300. The two zeros can be cancelled. 3 cancelled with 18 will give you 6. Okay. And 6 times 11. 6 times 11 is 66 seconds. Okay. So 66 seconds is the time the train require in order to cross this bridge. In most of the questions where there is a vehicle and the length of the vehicle is given, okay, that vehicle can be a train, car or anything. If the length of that vehicle is specified in the question, then probably in most of the question you will have to add that length. Okay, here also we want to add that length to the length of the bridge. Clear? There can be questions where two trains cross each other. Okay, two trains are overtaking and etc etc. Okay, now we will discuss the concept of average speed and average velocity. First of all, why do we need a word average? Okay, why do we need a word average, or why do we need the concept of average in here about physics and velocity? That is because we know that when we come to the real situation, in a realistic situation, we know that the road would have some cracks, and in some part of the road there will be heavy traffic, right? In such situation, the vehicle that is moving on that road should slow down. Okay, then again, after passing that area where there is a crack or issue, or where there is a traffic, it will again start to accelerate. So we can say that always a vehicle cannot move with a constant speed, right? From the starting of the journey, we are moving with 60 kilometer per hour till the end of the journey. Is that is a possible case in real situation? No. We will slow down, we will have to brake, we will have to accelerate, right? So we consider the average speed. Okay, that is what is the speed, the average speed with which we would have traveled the whole journey. So you have two, that is average speed and average velocity. So first of all, we'll tell what is average speed. Okay. So it is the ratio of the total distance traveled by a body to the total time taken. Okay. So from the start of the journey to the end of the journey, the whole distance will be divided by the total time taken for the journey. Then you will get what was the average speed for that journey. Okay, so the equation can be written as average speed is equal to total distance by total time. And the SI unit is, distance is meter, and for the unit of time is second, so it is meter per second. Clear? So speed is a basically a scalar quantity. So when we say the definition for average speed, we say it is the ratio of total distance, because distance is scalar. But when we come to the concept of average velocity, okay, when we come to the concept of average velocity, velocity is a vector quantity. So we have to connect it with a vector quantity. That is, displacement is the vector quantity, right? So we can say it is the ratio of total displacement of a body to the total time taken. Okay. And the average velocity could be total displacement by total time. Okay, you understand the difference between both the concept. In one side it is a scalar and the other side it is a vector. Okay. And the SI unit is similar, that is meter per second. Okay. And we will understand how to use this concept of average speed and average velocity in numerical questions. Okay. So you can take a note of it. Average velocity less than or is equal to average speed. Okay. Now I will discuss two cases. Okay, two cases or two simple equations that you can utilize while doing problems. Okay, the case one is, suppose a body is traveling half of the time. Okay, there will be a time for a journey, right? If there is a journey, then there will be a time connected to that journey. If half of the time the body travel with a speed u, and the other half of the time with a velocity v, okay, then what will be the average? That is what we are discussing. So take note of it. If a body travel half of the time, okay, half of the time with a velocity u, and the other half, okay, and the other half of time with velocity v. Okay. Then the simple equation to find the average velocity or average speed, v average, will be equal to u plus v divided by 2. You can add that to velocity and divide it with 2. That will be the average. Okay. So here the time for the entire journey, half of that time is traveled with u and the other half of that journey is traveled with v. Then it will be the equation. Okay. Now let us say another case. These two are a shortcut equation that can be used while you are doing numerical questions. Here in the second case, half of the distance, okay, there will be a total distance. Out of that total distance, half distance is traveled with velocity u and the other half distance is traveled with a velocity v. Then what will be the average velocity? Okay, that is the case we are going to discuss. If a body travel half of the distance, that is what you have to note, half of the distance, okay, half of the distance with a velocity u and the other half of distance with velocity v, then the v average is going to be 2uv by u plus v. This is the equation, 2uv by u plus v. Okay, 2uv by u plus v. Clear? So you have to understand these two cases very well. And now we will solve some questions to understand the concept. Here is your first question. In this question, a car covers first half of the distance. Remember, it is the second case, right? A car covers first half of the distance between two places at 40 km per hour. So there is a total distance. And half of that with a speed 40 km per hour. And the other half or the second half with a speed 60 km per hour, you have to calculate the average speed. Okay. So it is, if the total distance is d, then this will be d by 2 and this will be d by 2. Clear? If the total distance is d. Then simply we can use the second case equation. 2uv by u plus v. Okay, this is the equation we learned for average speed. Then it will be 2 times 40 into 60 divided by 40 plus 60. So that is going to give you answer as 2 times 40 into 60 divided by 100. Right? Cut this and cut this. So you get 2 times 4 is 8. 8 times 6, 48. 48 kilometer per hour. Okay, the unit is kilometer per hour. Okay. Never put that as meter per second because we does not converted. We haven't converted the unit, right? So the average will be 48 kilometer per hour. Okay. Let us see this question. A car travel from A to B with a speed of 40 kilometer per hour and return to A with a speed 60 kilometer per hour. You have to find average speed and you have to find average velocity. Okay. So here is A. The body travel from A to B. Okay. At a speed of 40 kilometer per hour. And it returned to A. It comes back to A. Okay. It have went to B and it have returned. Okay. With a speed of 60 kilometer per hour. Clear? You have to find two things. One is the average speed and the second is the average velocity. So first of all, what will be the average speed? Can we consider this as the second case we have discussed? Listen very carefully. It have traveled from A to B. So the distance is going to be AB. Isn't it? A to B means distance is AB. And it have returned to A. Means again the distance covered is AB. Okay. Then out of the total distance, half is traveled with 40, other half with 60. Isn't it? Can you get the idea? Then simply you can use the equation V average is equal to 2UV by U plus V. That is 2 times 40 multiplied by 60 by 40 plus 60. That going to be 48 kilometer per hour. Clear? Because this is the second case. If we travel from A to B, the distance covered is AB. When it comes back B to A, again the distance covered is AB. That means out of total distance to AB, half with 40 kilometer per hour and the other half with 60 kilometer per hour. So it is a second case of the theory we have discussed. Clear? Now what about the B? It is asking about average velocity. What is the equation for average velocity? Average velocity, total displacement by total time. See the total displacement. In order to understand the displacement or in order to get the value of displacement, we must know what is the initial position and what is the final position. Here the initial position is A. It is the point where the body started the journey, right? It is the point A. And the final position is A itself because it has returned to A. So the displacement will be 0 because initial and final position are same. So the displacement is 0. Time can be any value, say t. Anything divided by 0. Sorry, we divide a number 0 by any number. Okay, time can be anything. It doesn't matter. If you are dividing 0 by any number, the answer is going to be 0. So the average velocity is 0. I hope you get it. The average velocity is 0 kilometer per hour. Clear? So the answer is 0. Now we will go to the next question. A car move from A to B. Here there is a car at position A and that car move from A to B with a speed of 30 kilometer per hour. Okay, the distance is given in the figure. It is 3 kilometer is the distance of AB. It travels with 30 kilometer per hour. Okay. And from B to C with a speed of 40 kilometer per hour. And the distance is given in the figure as 4 kilometer. Okay. Find the average speed and average velocity of the car. You are asked to find average speed and the average velocity of the car. Okay. So first of all, we will write the equation for average speed. Average speed equation is total distance by total time, right? Total distance. It have traveled from A to B and from B to C. So the total distance is 3 plus 4 by total time. Okay. You need to get what is the total time. So that total time is not given. So how can you find the time? The time to travel 3 kilometer. Time to travel 3 kilometer. What is the equation to find time? We know speed is equal to distance by time. So time is going to be distance by speed. Time is going to be distance by speed. The distance is 3. Speed is 30. 3 by 30. That is 1 by 10. Clear? 1 by 10. Time for, sorry, time to travel, right? time to travel 4 kilometer. Again, the equation is distance by speed. So 4 by 40, again 1 by 10. Okay, so the total time is 1 by 10 plus 1 by 10. 3 plus 4 is 7. 1 by 10 plus 1 by 10 means 2 by 10. So it is going to be 70 by 2, right? This 10 will go up. So 7 to 10 is 70. 70 divided by 2, that is 35. 35 kilometer per hour. Okay, 35 kilometer per hour. Per hour. Okay, 35 kilometer per hour. Now, what about the average velocity? In order to find the average velocity, the equation is total displacement by total time. Okay, I will erase this and I will write here. Okay, average velocity is total displacement by total time. So what is the total displacement? Displacement means it is the shortest distance between initial and final position. So the initial position is A and the final position is C. Right? The initial position is A, the final position is C. The shortest distance is the hypotenuse of this right angled triangle. Right? So what you have to know, what is this AC? AC is the displacement. Okay, AC is the displacement. So it will be AC by time. AC by time. So how to find AC? AC can be found by Pythagoras theorem. We know that hypotenuse square will be equal to base square plus height square. Right? That is a Pythagoras theorem. So you can say AC is nothing but root of AB square plus BC square. And that is going to be root of 3 square plus 4 square. 3 square is 9, 4 square is 16. That is root 25. So it is 5 kilometers. So we get the value for AC. We get the value, or we have found the value for AC as 5 kilometers. Okay, clear. So what we do now? We need the time. Okay, we need the time. So this AB, okay, we have to find the total time. So total time, as we have already found earlier, it will be 1 by 10 plus 1 by 10. Isn't it? 1 by 10 plus 1 by 10. Okay. So you can say that it will be 5. Okay, divided by what will be the time for the journey? 1 by 10 plus 1 by 10. So 5 by 2 by 10. 50 by 2. 25 kilometer per hour. Clear. This 10 will go up. It will become 5 into 10 divided by 2. Okay, this 10 will go into the numerator. So 5 into 10 divided by 2. That is 50 by 2, which is equal to 25 kilometer per hour. So I hope the question is clear for all. So in the next lecture, we will be discussing about uniform motion and non-uniform motion, and also about instantaneous speed and instantaneous velocity. So see you all in the next lecture. If you like my videos and if the concepts are clear, then please do subscribe, like, and also share to your friends. Okay.